Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on tonight, Sunday, September 22nd, 2019. I am, as always, Grind Paws.
Big cheese.
Loud hissing.
And Ivorie, slightly quieter hissing.
No one was a Murloc today. They're all different. Oh!
But we're not going to talk about Murlocs today. We're going to talk about spiders. Spiders.
Only slightly less bad than Murlocs. But, in this game, spiders are amazing. And we've actually seen a lot of spiders. Infinitely more spiders in this game in the last couple of weeks than we've seen in this game ever? Question mark?
Probably.
Too lazy to go check, I'll take your word for it.
Sure, we'll go with that.
There's at least one spider. Stone cold.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Possibly more.
Fire Horse Day. Oh, it's Sunset Day. It is Sunset Day.
Is it?
It's bacon, not fire horse.
It is bacon.
Gotta get it right.
I was not informed about it being Bacon Day. That means it's our Queen Day.
Of course it does.
Wouldn't that necessarily mean every day
Yes.
is our...
Yes!
Okay.
Congratulations, you figured it out.
Have I, though?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you were saying something about spiders.
I was saying something about spiders. Shall we go look at some spiders?
Let's look at some spiders before we go into some deck construction. I think that'll
Okay.
be interesting.
So here's your spiders.
Oh, why?
And also some centipedes and random little bugs. And some snakes.
Why is this art a thing?
Because she brought all the creatures in the castle.
Starlight
Animals.
Glimmer.
Glare?
Why were all of those centipedes in the castle?
It's a big castle.
That doesn't mean that centipedes should be in it.
That was constructed by magical means without properly consulting the local building office.
Okay, sure.
That's a
Technically
little
correct.
more... That's a little deeper than I was expecting, but valid.
Alright, so Creepy Place. It is a yellow event. 3 cost, 3 power, 3 red. Main phase, dismiss a friend or resource. That card's controller may put a number of 1 power yellow critter friend tokens equal to that card into play under their control. Yellow got hard removal.
But their opponent
Such hard.
gets a lot of spiders.
Sure. So the question you have to ask is, how valuable is this friend that you are dismissing? Or this resource, potentially? Is it valuable enough that the opponent getting an equal number of critters to match its power is going to be worse for them? It is worth noting that if you dismiss a friend, which whoever controlled that friend that was dismissed is the one who puts the critter tokens into play, which means that they will get to choose where those critter tokens end up going. So if you dismiss a, I don't know, like a Catajack at 5 power, well, your opponent's going to get 5 critter tokens, but all of a sudden that 5 power they can split.
But you know what
So
they
just
can't do?
What can't they do?
Have that Catajack anymore.
Correct. They cannot have that Catajack anymore.
I mean,
What you're forgetting is their main is Thorax.
exactly.
And they were running Catajack? This seems bad.
I have questions.
I didn't say it was a good deck, I just said their main was Thorax.
Fair
And
enough.
I hissed at that.
Yeah, this is an interesting option for yellow, to be able to get more permanent removal to deal with friends. Historically, everything has been put it back into your hand, put it back into your hand, give it less power, whatever it happens to be.
Except for that one time that it's like, oh, by the way, just go ahead and banish that, and I'll take some
Right.
points while I'm at it.
Right.
Yeah.
So would you play this for 3 AT in every yellow deck? Probably not.
No.
Yellow really thrives on being as AT efficient as possible. And this is a good event, but it is expensive.
No, I think it's
How
going to be
long
kind
until
of
we
hard.
get How long until we get Harmon Critter?
Probably never.
But critters don't have enough synergies, clearly.
I mean,
Didn't we already go over this? I guess that you can't have Philomena.
I guess. Sure.
Hello.
Anyway, what's any other thoughts on this?
This is kind of expensive. I don't think this is going to see play in a ton of decks as a high quantity, but this is
I mean,
also
if you're
the
mono yellow, it makes a lot of sense.
not a 3 of, no. Like, the mono Fluttershy list might want 2 of these.
Yeah, I could see 2. 2 seems reasonable.
Because it does give you a way to deal with... Oh, I don't know.
Things you don't want to put back in their hand.
Yeah, that thing.
Sure.
And you can also kind of use it as a way to get back to problems. Maybe.
It's also that you can use this on your own friends or resources. So, for example, if you play a Meadowbrook to dismiss all your opponent's resources and troublemakers, and then Meadowbrook's just kind of chilling at home after a face-off, well, now you can split Meadowbrook's power up between multiple problems, and maybe get more critter synergies that way too.
It requires a rather unique set of circumstances to want to do that, but it's one that maybe will come up, and hence why I think there's a place for this, but definitely not as a 3 of.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that someone's going to come up with some horrible yellow deck that makes this just titanically useful.
and guess what main it will probably use?
No.
It probably uses it.
It probably does.
Nope.
Sorry, Ara.
Nope.
That that Meadowbrook and then this actually sounds like it would be much more ideal in a Thorax deck.
I'm hissing.
You said his name.
Yes.
All right, next card.
Who's that pony again? You know, the gray one with the bubbles?
Clearly it's Cargo Mare.
No, I don't.
It's a big-
I don't believe you.
It's a big box.
There's
Well-
no pony in this picture.
Just a cargo mare.
Correct.
Jeez,
What?
how many different ways can you think of to cause a friend to leave?
Well,
You're gonna make him count that?
you
Well,
do
he's
verb
the one
things.
here who currently does this.
You do verb things. Do you actually want me to count them?
You do
No,
things
it's-
What?
You'll be here for hours.
that might be seen in the colors of pink, purple, or yellow.
Yes. This is if any friend. No matter how it left play.
So, dismissing, retiring, banishing, bouncing, yep, nap cakesing,
Flickering.
yep, flickering. Think that's about it.
I enjoy that this if you flicker this card, it triggers itself always.
Yep.
That's kind of cute.
Now, flicker effects generally cost 2, so I don't know if it's really worth it to draw 2 cards, but
I mean, you get to move 3 power over to another problem, I guess.
yeah, if you have bodyguards, you can get bodyguards out of it, and maybe
Some stuff you can get there, I guess. Maybe.
you can get like 20 unicorns or whatever it was I had.
Oh no.
Only 20?
It was a lot of
We ran out of tokens.
Yeah, bodyguards. That sounds fun.
So at its worst, this is a 3 for 3 with 2 rec. So it's playable, even if it's just filler, assuming you have nothing else, but in a deck that runs any kind of removal whatsoever, that actually does remove the friend and not just frighten it. This is interesting. So who knows? We know the cards that say enters play are always worth looking at. Thanks for that, Cheese.
I don't think he is 100% to blame for that.
No, but I need a scapegoat right now, so...
So you picked the one closest to you, got it.
Basically, yeah.
Well, chill a little bit and we'll get to the goat.
Funny.
What's next?
Sonic Rainboom.
Oh, no one cares about this card.
Yeah.
Just go to the next one.
Yep, fair enough. Oh wait, went too far. How about this card?
You just like skipped over a card.
Yeah, I did. No one cares about that pony either.
It's fine. No one cares about
Yeah.
these two either.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Yeah,
There's
no
all
one
the-
cares.
Where's all
Wait,
the
no.
good ponies?
Everyone cares about this card.
No,
No.
they don't.
This card, no, absolutely not.
We'll cut this card in a second. Go back to the first one.
What, this one?
No, not that.
Yeah, no, definitely not that one.
No,
We're not letting
so
him
this-
have
no
fun.
one cares
Where
about
are
that
her
pony.
wings?
This
There
one.
we go. There we go.
Something about
Okay.
88 miles an hour.
Yeah. So Rainbow Dash hit 88 miles an hour, and we saw some serious stuff. And in the card text here, we also see some serious stuff. Specifically, we see things that are going to make the judge team regret their life choices.
Not yet. But soon. So an immediate speed event until the end of the turn. You may play events with main phase timing as immediate actions, even if it isn't your main phase.
Which means it needs to say main phase on it, not reaction
Or face off,
or something like that. Yeah.
troublemaker phase, yeah.
Or immediate?
Or immediate.
You
can
can play
already
those.
you can already play immediate
No,
actions.
you're not allowed to play immediate actions anymore. That's what this card is saying. Except not really.
Oh, sorry, Fan Man. Is it a little difficult to hear? Let me try and fix that. Oh, with those life choices. Sure.
Pranked.
Right.
I think you
I
got
like
trolled.
how he spelled your name correctly.
I know. So, Sonic Rainboom has a lot of different potential. And the way I see it, there's probably two main ways that this is going to be used. In core, after the rotation, this gives you the ability to play a few cards that can let you aggro a little bit faster than you'd normally be able to do. Like playing that new event that lets you move a character and then move a character at the end of the turn, or playing a Changeling Can Change to move 2 characters. This obviously gets better the more events that you can play in that single turn, because Sonic Rainboom has its own cost. It's going to cost you the card and it's going to cost you an AT. So if you can get multiple events out in the same turn under a single Sonic Rainboom, you're probably best.
Just in case blue banking AT wasn't scary enough, now you got this to worry about.
Mm. So let's talk about what this does in Harmony.
Something about
few things.
parties.
I think it does something more about piles.
Specifically, parties involving pile.
Yes.
Parties that you are not prepared for.
Yeah.
But I wasn't prepared for this.
Right. Harmony, the uses of this card get a lot broader because there are a lot more main phase events that are restricted to Harmony than are present in Core. One of those events is Surprise Party. Surprise Party says that all players shuffle their hands into their decks and then draw 6 cards. Normally, you've only been able to do that on your turn, but if you could, say, force your opponent to draw 6 cards during their main phase when you have a pile of presents out, all of a sudden you can score a bunch of points. And hey, there's this nifty other blue event called Nice Moves Kid, which has historically been bad since you can only play it on your turn. But now you can play it on your opponent's turn. Draw a bunch of cards yourself before discarding stuff. So, pile.
Yeah.
I think we're all guilty of piling here.
Yes.
Some of us more than others.
That was a good deck for a good year and a half.
I think it was a little more than a year and a half, actually.
That I ran it.
So Fanman asks, is this a constant thing? When you play Sonic Rainboom, you can play all main phase events as immediate actions until the end of the turn. So it doesn't matter how many other events you have. You play it until the end of the turn. No, this card is an event itself. You need to play this card first.
It's kind of like Philly second, except for events.
Right, exactly. Now that's just the first use that people have gone to think of for this card, so we'll have to see what else Harmony brings, but definitely one to keep an eye on, and one that you do.
We cannot hear you at all. Your internet connection is not having a good time. I'm just going to go ahead and blame Comcast on their behalf.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Comcast.
There have been some issues with our connection here. Anyway, one to keep an eye on in Harmony, one to try using in Core. Different purposes, but unique event. Take us through the next one.
If by unique you mean... Alright.
We don't need to talk about this.
It's purple AT gen?
It goes on with Trixie's theme of caring about stuff being even or not.
Sorry, not AT gen. It is.
It's not AT Gen, no.
Correct, yeah.
But it does care that you have an even number of action tokens. And if you do, you get to put something on top of your deck from your hand if you want. So, as she says there, you got to do a bunch of careful planning and don't waste your bits.
But you're running purple, so you probably have enough of them that you can splurge a little.
You got to spend them in the right order. Don't forget, we're losing Paper Twilight and Factory Jack. So...
But we still have Starlight Glimmer, and that...
You do. It's not as much, though.
I'll tell you what I might consider with this card is if for some reason you didn't want to run Ancient Research, but you still wanted to run Ambassador or Friendship, this can be kind of fun.
Gonna have to sit there on turn 2 and draw a card to play this and end up with an even number of action tokens.
Mm-hmm. Or if your opponent snips and snails is your problem away. Which happens.
It seems bad.
purple putting cards on top of its deck has been a thing that has existed for a while, right? And usually purple can find ways to make use of it, either through chaos effects or through big flips or whatever. Even though that's normally card disadvantage where you are losing resources compared to your opponent. So we'll have to see how is purple incentivized to put cards on top of its deck.
There's probably a niche for this.
Probably so. All right, I think I saw you skip a song earlier.
Now,
No, only one card got skipped.
I think you saw me skip that random blue pony that, yeah, or she is. All right, I have not a lot of nice things to say about any of this, so over to you, GP.
Yay, show big.
It's canonical. It's pure and it's romantic, and there's nothing wrong with it.
There's everything wrong with it. Change
It's
my mind.
it reanimates though.
Ivorie, break down the effects for us. Let's take a look and see what's going on here with this song. Other than the fact that it's clearly the best.
Well, you have 3 modes to choose from. First one, search your deck for a friend, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Second one, put a friend from your discard pile into play. Or opponents flip 1 fewer cards for face-offs until the start of the next turn. Immediately, I can see that second mode being the most commonly used, at least for me. But I can see that first mode also finding use as well. Because, let's be honest, it's all about the bombs.
Yeah.
Bombs.
Being able to search up any friend you want has usually been very strong, but Pinkie Pie Every Pony's PFF has restricted that to decks that are very, very pink. Your deck only has to be slightly pink. It is also worth noting that the song is white, or at least partially white, which means that if you are running the Spike Master of Ceremonies card, it's already in this color, and you can either search for it, or you can put it into play, and then the next time you play the song, you get all 3 modes. That seems good.
It seems terrifying.
It is also worth noting that song, like many of the other songs from previous sets, is tricolor. And we have a lot of cards that say talented on them in this set that do things when you play events that have the color rec that matches. So if you have any friend that either has pink, white, or yellow in its colors, and you play this event, you'll trigger the talented on that friend. And that's the thing that's really going to push this event over the edge, right? Is it's like reanimation is it's okay, and tutoring is like it's okay, but getting that 1 yellow critter token off of Luna, that's just busted.
Busted.
Not sure if sarcastic.
Slight sarcasm.
Anything that creates critters is automatically banned now.
Sorry, yellow. Are there new cards that make song cards do something special? Well, we haven't seen anything yet, but Spike has one of the strongest synergies with song cards, so you may want to keep an eye on him and see what you think you should do. It is worth noting that if you reanimate a friend that has talented, if you put a friend from your discard pile into play that has talented by playing this event, that friend was not in play to see that event get played, and it will not trigger talented. You'll have to play the event again.
You have to play the event again. Play a different event.
No, play the same event. Obviously.
I have questions.
Yes?
Judge,
Yes?
DQ yourself, please.
I chose to put Starlight Glimmer, Great and Powerful Assistant from my discard pile into play so I can replay in my head like a catchy song. Problem?
Okay.
Yes, you don't have a Platinum Angel and play DQ yourself.
I'm not going to DQ myself. Is there a copy and event card? Werefrog, there's actually two. There's the Starlight Glimmer Magic Instructor, and there's the Princess Twilight Sparkle Head Mare. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
All right. Next card.
Alright, we got us a problem. And this is kind of wild here, because I heard you like unrestricted searches. What's that?
I mean, it's kind of restricted.
It's restricted.
No, it's not.
It has no play requirement.
What's that? What's that? You need entry? Sure. You need another troublemaker to farm? You got it.
You want stick?
You know it.
Got stick.
We got you blue and yellow.
And Sonnet does point out, yes, this is a free shuffle. Now, as powerful as this effect is, it will only happen when this problem is solved. So even though you can use this as a starting problem, it's a 5 rec for you to confront and a 7 for the opponent. So you're going to have to wait a little bit before you can actually use this card's effect.
But if your opponent DFOs this away naturally, quote unquote, because they're running, well, you can't even do that with Skystar, but if it goes away and you're not into your color, or you were relying on your problem for color or something, no. There's never really a game where you are completely color locked, unless they do something really mean like, oh, I don't know, bait and switch this away, because replacing this does not solve it.
Yes, as the Werefrog points out, Snips and Snails does stop this card.
Yes. Which is unfortunate.
Fanman asks, what if you have an instant play characters to the problem? I'm not sure what question you're asking.
Yeah.
I'm going to run a first turn confront or a first turn DFO. Remember, it has to become solved, not confronted. So you have to have a problem face-off there.
You can do that on turn 2 with Skystar, but your opponent has to have done the thing and opened against Skystar with searching high and low.
Yep.
I think people have figured out not to do that at this point.
Except sometimes they still do.
It was fun when they did. Next card.
So we promised spiders. I got you spiders.
It's more spiders.
Spider.
And the spiders just make more spiders.
So that's what this card really needs. Is it needs more spiders on it? Because I see 3 spiders. We need more.
Ivorie,
Yes.
how many spiders are you going to make with this card?
All the spiders.
I only make snacks. So 0.
It's a darn shame.
Do we need to get this altered to say friend of Snecks?
No.
Don't have to do an official one. I'll just make my own art.
Just draw some Snecks on it.
No, we already had a friend of snakes. That was the Fluttershy event.
Oh, yeah.
There were snakes.
Because if you think I'm using anything other than my snake tokens,
I don't know. Doesn't Magic have spider tokens?
probably doesn't mean I'm using them.
So there's a particular main that's probably going to like this card
I don't like Suzette.
because it likes friends with printed power 2 or less.
He also happens to be a bug himself.
It's the bad kind of bug.
The Neon Bambi bug.
Correct.
Spitters.
No.
So every critter creating effect that you have, now you can get 2 critters for. So in core, we'll have things like Friends are always there, and we'll have the Fluttershy, or I'm sorry, not the Fluttershy, the Luna that we revealed. But I think a really fun one with this is the Flying Prairinos, where at the end of your turn you can discard a card to put a critter token into play, and then exhaust Yona and put another critter token into play. And if you decide to, I don't know, bring this into Harmony, where you can run Zipperwill,
The Destroyer.
the Destroyer
Worlds.
of Worlds, and you discard, say, a Follow My Lead to put a critter token into play, and then put another critter token into play, and then move 2 of your opponent's characters, well, you just move 2 characters, so you get Follow My Lead back in your hand.
This is terrifying.
So you got 2 critters, you move 2 opponent's characters, and it cost you nothing.
I miss running Zipperwill.
Yeah.
Yes, as the Werefrog points out, you can only get 1 extra critter per Yona.
Doesn't mean you can't have 3 Yonas.
You're gonna run out of space in your home sooner or later.
That's assuming that they leave problems.
I'm running AJ and Fluttershy, because I'm playing Florax.
Florax. Sounds like a cleaning.
Because he is a
Clorax.
Ouch.
Clorax bleach.
Nice.
It's a dangerous path we're walking here.
This is a very dangerous path.
All right, next. Still a few more cards to go here.
Okay. Now we got a Sludge. So we're entering into those colors that shall not be played because they never see play.
Orange white. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. Stopping corn. I think it was orange white.
That
Yes,
was
it
the name
was.
of the deck.
Yeah, Stopping Corn was white.
Yeah. But these color combinations do not see much play.
Well, this is a 1-cost friend for 3 power, so I hope it lets this color combination see play.
I mean, kind of 3 power.
Kind of, yeah, except for all of these, like, terms and conditions that...
Well, he's high maintenance.
Yeah, I noticed.
So you could... Well, okay, let's look at previous 1-cost 3 power friends we've had before. So far, there have been 2. There's been Marble Pie, who is just cute and adorable and can't contribute her power towards face-offs.
Okay,
And,
good card.
That's a good card. And then there's another card where you lose the game if you flip it.
It also sounds like a good card.
It's not. It's
For
a
my
trap.
opponent to run...
It's pretty bad.
It's a trap.
No. It's obviously the best card. Everyone should run 3 of them at all times.
So this card can still give you 3 power for 1 AT, but it cannot contribute its power towards confronting problems unless you have 3 or fewer cards in your hand. And at the start of your score phase, you can discard a card. But if you don't, you have to retire this friend. Now, normally that would be a huge ask. You're having to give up multiple cards a turn for this. And you have to keep your hand relatively light. But it turned out that those are things that orange and white kind of like to do already.
Yeah.
When you can put cards in your discard pile, you can oftentimes bring them back with things like Orchard Blossom, or get them back automatically, like with Follow My Lead, or
that other event
use
that
them
we
to
were
other
just
effect.
looking at.
Or the what?
That event that we were just looking at.
Yes, or that event that we were just looking at.
Admittedly, it does have an additional color requirement, but hey.
So there's potential use here for this card. It just has to go in a particular deck. And as Anemoy points out, this is actually kind of a hilarious card if your opponent has Desert Road.
Oh, that's a really good point, isn't it? That's kind of tragic for your opponent. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Take its abilities away, see if I care.
That's also worth pointing out that if you have cards that can remove a friend's abilities, like, say, Dressed Up in Harmony, something along those lines, it's
Right.
really good to play them on this card.
Or Apple Bloom.
Or Apple Bloom. Although I don't know if Apple Bloom can affect your own.
I think it does say opposing, doesn't it? It's a shame.
I'll check. Anyway, let's take a look at the last card that has been rolled so far, and then we'll get into some new cards and what you can do with them.
Alright. So, evidently, Rainbow never watched Gremlins or anything, so she doesn't know that WinterZilla's turned into WinterZilla's After Dark. And this is kind of interesting in its own right because this is a troublemaker. So any color can play this. And it gets rid of resources. So guess what pink has now?
Resource removal?
On a timer, but resource removal nonetheless. And it does cost a point. So it comes with some liabilities.
But pink has resource removal.
But pink has resource removal. Skystar and Pinky are over there cackling.
Now, there's a good point I saw brought up in some discussion earlier this week, which is part of the thing with troublemakers is your opponent has to sort of guess as to what they are. If you're playing against Tempest and Tempest plays a face-down troublemaker, there's a number of cards that could be. And you have to try to figure out what the opponent might have played in that situation. When Skystar plays a troublemaker face-down, you can make a pretty educated guess as to what it's going to be.
It could be Mimics.
It's probably not Mimics.
But it could be.
But it could be. It could also be Storm King. But it's probably not Storm King. It's probably WinterZilla. So, Ivorie, what are your thoughts on running resource removal with a turn delay, if it means you can do it in colors that don't normally have it?
Hard to say at this point. I would usually prefer to just splash into a color that did have better resource removal, but for the monocolor decks, if there's room for it, I don't see why this isn't an option.
Run mono pink and all the removal?
I might have to put this in Mosh Pit.
I mean, your opponent won't be able to have any friends, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'll play resources. Nope, can't have those either.
Rude. Cheese, any thoughts?
I mean, resource dismissal is always good.
And at least it doesn't affect you like Fluttershy Brute did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe that covers all of the spoilers that we've seen so far since the last stream.
Thereabouts.
But we're going to try something a little bit new tonight. We have a few new spoilers. And these spoilers have a theme. And we kind of like... Go ahead.
What's the theme? Is it Fluttershy?
The theme is spiders. The theme is Murlocs, alright? Yes. But what we're going to do is take a look at a few of these spoilers, and then rather than just discussing the card itself, we're going to look at a deck that might try to make use of these spoilers along with other cards already seen in the core format after rotation to get people thinking about how do I find synergies with existing cards and some of these new cards. So walk us through these new spoilers, Ara.
All right, first up, we've got a pony that is, well, he breaks things.
He's smiling.
How can you be mad at him with that smile?
Very easy. He just punched a hole in my wall. I am unhappy about holes being punched in my walls.
He's happy about it, though.
Yeah, he is. Partially because, he's breaking things.
So Rockhoof is a power-efficient friend.
Mm-hmm. Seems good.
Yep. That helps you to win face-offs.
Also
And
seems
requires you to discard cards.
good. Marginal, but possibly good?
Okay. Okay, sure. And he's an Earth Pony. And Earth Pony's energy is always nice.
Mm-hmm. I think as Prism points out, yeah. Acellus is also okay with this.
Mod likes his ability and name. Ocellus likes him because he are higher than his cost. There's a lot of cards here that...
This is just a nice orange card.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of Carbo Loader a little bit.
Now,
Okay,
Carbo Loader didn't have anywhere near this kind of a smirk on her face.
True, she didn't. It was full of loading muffins.
Yeah.
Let's see another card and see if we can pick up the theme.
This is Golden Parachute. This is a multicolor resource. It's an asset. Play to your home. If one of your friends would leave play, you may retire this card and discard 2 cards instead. Okay, so it's going to make it kind of annoying to get rid of your stuff at the cost of some cards and getting rid of something that's already in play. And once it's in your discard pile, it does the same thing again, except instead of from your hand, it's you have to banish that card and 2 other cards from your discard pile. So it makes getting rid of stuff really, really obnoxious. Pink is not happy about this.
This isn't the first time we've seen cards that have abilities in discard piles, but there aren't a lot that do. And they're usually pretty unique in terms of what they allow you to do. So if you can get this card in your discard pile, along with some other fuel, you've got even more protection, as Ara pointed out. It is also worth pointing out that while this card has a nice effect if you play it, there are decks that normally discard cards due to other effects that can run this card even if they're not running orange and white.
Yeah, because it still works even if it's just like in your discard pile for whatever. It's obviously going to work very cleanly if you play this, because it'll automatically have the other stuff necessary to use it in your discard pile, but that's not the only way to use it.
Sure. The Werefrog asks, it's the discard not a cost, so you can replace the card. The discard is a cost. If you'll notice, it says retire this card and discard 2 cards instead.
It's not really a cost.
No, it's not a cost.
So if you could somehow do that and chain those replacement modifiers, then yeah, in theory, sure.
We'll have to make sure that this will be the final wording, but we get the general idea of what the card is trying to accomplish here. let's take a look at our last card here. Prism Lights is a Sludge resource. Yeah, I could see that.
All right. Last card here is Spry Summoning, another dilemma. And let's try for a white dilemma that actually sees play. This one,
Voila? Those aren't things.
well, they might be now. So we've got a 2 bonus dilemma, which in and of itself is interesting. When you play this card, you may put a friend with cost 2 or less from your discard pile into play here. And so it also reanimates things,
Small things.
and it only costs 2.
Also, I can actually read the confront requirements on this card now.
Or at least make it less likely that you will misread it.
So 9 overbars for both sides sounds good.
Werefrog points out that Angel Wings makes this free, sort of. If you have another friend you can play after Angel Wings, then the 2 AT discount that you get off of Angel Wings entering play means you can play that other friend, and it can be nice. But once again, we have a card.
Pink, blue, white deck.
Sure, like pink, blue, white. Like Guard, for instance. That seems good. Actually, can I just play white-blue control just to reanimate Jerkface with this?
What if you reanimated an Angel Wings with this,
You get Angel Wings ability.
and then played another Angel Wings with that?
You get another Angel Wings ability.
Shenanigans.
Okay, so all of these cards have synergy with the discard pile.
It's like
There's
you were up to something.
it's like these cards were selected for a reason or something. But how do we use the discard pile? Normally, that's just where our cards go when we're sad and we don't get them anymore. I don't want cards in my discard pile, normally. Well, let's see what a deck looks like that might want cards in its discard pile.
Oh, I have concerns.
Is that the Capper main?
That is in fact.
Shh, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Now, I'm worrying
This is
about it.
terrible.
It's not fine. I don't think.
This is terrible.
Pages is down there like, suspicion.
So this is just one possible list. Miss Main was a card that I really considered in this list, and one that I would still be happy to see, but we wanted to showcase some of the newer cards as well. But I think Miss Main could definitely end up going in here too.
There's a place in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So the goal of this deck is, obviously, to try to use the discard pile to your advantage.
In post-rotation core.
In post-rotation core. And looking at the problem deck that we have here, this is a relatively aggressive deck. So let's look at the ways that we can get efficient power here. We've got Big Mac and Applejack, who we can retire to add power counters and banish from our discard pile to add power counters, and they have experience. Rockhoof grows, and other Rockhoof is big. Generous Pony gives you power. Smolder and Samar reduce confront requirements. Sludge is huge. Flim and Flam are power efficient. Follow My Lead gives you power. Rockhoof's Shovel gives you action tokens. Surprise Summoning lets you bring something back. Pirate Ship lets you move things cheaply. Yeah.
Action tokens? I believe you mean power counters?
Sorry, power counters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, part of the problem with decks that rely on discarding a lot of cards to do whatever it is they want to do is they'll eventually run out of cards in their hand. And that's true, but we have two ways to kind of help mitigate that. The first is Follow My Lead. It's an event that we will often want to play because it will give us +2 power for 1 AT, which is usually pretty good. But whenever we move a character, we can put it from our discard pile back into our hand. So those pirate ships we have, we can move one of our characters, who's probably going to be pretty big, for only 1 AT, and get Follow My Lead back in our hands so we can use it for other effects. We also have Capper.
Am I seeing this right, that we're running a WinterZilla and some Petite Sneezes as our resource removal here?
Yeah,
Petite Sneeze.
Kind of spicy.
it's kind of spicy. Petite Sneeze is nice because it lets you remove anything. WinterZilla is nice because the opponent might think that you're playing a Tempest Shadow. Because Capper runs Temp Shadow.
Can it recur it? Not really.
Can it recur what?
Tempest Shadow?
I mean, kind of. The deck does have 35 even-powered cards in it. So that's pretty good odds of when you flip Capper over, you're going to be able to get back at least 4 cards from your discard pile. So if you really want to protect, say, your Sludge, or your Rockhoof that has grown incredibly large, or really any of your friends that you think are valuable, you could have a golden parachute, retire that golden parachute, and then get back that golden parachute, and then retire that golden parachute again, and then banish that golden parachute. It's going to be tough for your opponent to do with your friends. And Sweetie Belle can help you both get rid of powerful cards from an opponent's deck and put cards that you want in your discard pile in there as well. Spry Summoning is a nice way to get some extra power out at basically no additional cost.
There's a lot of choices here, too.
Now you can actually choose to bring back every single friend with the exception of Rockhoof collateral damage.
I mean, he does make a little bit of a mess.
Yes, he does. But you can use that mess to your advantage. And Fashion Blindness is not going to be a problem for Frontier. We've got lots of ways to get extra power. And as we see more cards from Leaders and Legends, we'll have to see what else could end up fitting in here and replace other cards. Okay, that was kind of fun. But what do you say we give chat a chance?
Yeah, let's give chat a chance. Now,
Sounds
actually, no.
dangerous.
I don't want to give chat a chance yet. I want to talk about more spoilers.
Okay. Okay, talk about more spoilers, then we'll give chat a chance.
All right. So, there's this thing, but, this is old and busted. It doesn't go fast. Let's talk about
Well,
going fast.
We gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
This isn't exactly going fast, but it's about going all over the place.
And about selling caravans?
Trading caravans, yes.
Trading? I still never understood why he wanted to.
Out of the goodness of his heart. Or something.
He's a good pony.
Alright. So, we're going to start off with him having Traveler. That's not on its own that interesting. There's a fair number of things that have Traveler. The second ability, though, it's kind of a whopper. So, everything else for the rest of the turn has Traveler.
So my Swift Flash Magnus Agile has Traveler.
Yeah.
My Thunderlane has Traveler.
Unfortunately, yes.
My Shoeshine has Traveler and Traveler.
Uh-huh. Double Traveler.
Seems dangerous.
Probably. But it's only until the end of the turn. So you should probably be very careful and judicious with when you play this.
This is a powerful card. If used at the right time.
So what we're going to do is...
The Werefrog asks, hold on. The Werefrog asks, is Traveler stacks? Sort of. Multiple instances of Traveler mean that the friend or character will get that many power counters.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 Hoofars, then we're going to move Thunderlane, and then we're going to keep moving Thunderlane until it has so many power.
Can we not?
I don't see a reason why not to.
Can we not do an infinite power Thunderlane? That would just be great if we could maybe not do that.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay, what if we do wildfires and we conga line?
No.
No?
Seems good to me.
Okay.
Actually does seem kind of concerning. But yeah, so got some temporary
Okay.
traveler hats.
Seems good. What else you got?
There's another card here, but I'm not going to bother reading the text on it because it's too long. This is an amazing piece of art.
Gallus worked up so hard trying to get that permission signed. And it was like, okay.
It was, in fact, like K.
So this is kind of like Angel Wings, but instead of cost reduction, it gives the thing Hasty. So when this card enters play, this turn, friends in your hand have Hasty until you play a friend.
Yeah. It's like a more limited version of Philly Second.
Sure. But all of a sudden, those friends that you really wanted to play at immediate speed, like, I don't know, Loyal Pony or Greta.
Yeah. This is a little bit more accessible than Philly Second was, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's not like these colors are like good or anything.
Nah. So, what do you think, chat? You want to take a crack and see what you can come up with for post-rotation core with these cards? A lot of people still reading the card. It's too long, didn't read. Wirefrog says, okay, let's start with 3 Derpy.
Let's start with 3 Derpy. All right, let's go. What else we need here?
Well, let's get some Angel Wings in there. I like some Angel Wings.
Can we talk about shells?
You want to run Skystar? You don't want to run the new Rainbow Dash?
I think we should run every card that has been spoiled so far.
Including all 3 mains.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes.
In the main deck.
All right, so we're obviously going like blue-pink here.
Sure. Let's get that Hoofar in there. So, Anemoy, remember that the new core includes cards from Defenders forward, not just Sequestria.
Yeah. So Ponyhead doesn't have that as a preset yet. It probably will need to have that soon.
Yeah.
Actually, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can hack that in real quick.
Maybe?
Defenders is in core on Ponyhead. You can see there's Wonderbolt from Defenders listed right there on the screen. Yes, Angel Wings is Defenders. Man, I wish Angel Wings existed in iMagic. That would have been great.
Absolutely not.
No? What, when problem bonus points were still scored when you were the first to confront them? That would have been amazing.
Why don't we ask Cheese if that's fair?
Everything is fair.
All right.
Okay. I kind of like the new blue event. It works very well with Hoofar. Ara, stop hacking Ponyhead.
Too late.
Did it work?
Let's find out.
Werefrog says Party Mare as well.
New deck, who dis?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
You doubted my abilities.
No, I doubted Ponyhead's responsiveness. Okay, so we had Angel Wings, Hoofar, and Grandpa Gruff. And then we had Derpy and some Party Mares. Throw a couple Spearheads in there too.
I gotta have some resource removal, right? Okay.
Anemoy is tempting us to build Seleno.
We gotta use the new Rainbow Dash. We gotta get that sweet, sweet movement.
Don't worry,
Oh.
there will be a new build of Seleno combo that Sokol will likely bring to every event ever. Just give it time.
Sonnet Scroll is Flash Magnus. Everyone's just like, move all the things.
I mean, it seems
All right.
fine.
I'm down with move all the things. Yeah, we probably need some entry there. Get a fire. Want a fire?
Only two, what are you doing? He added the third in there. Godot says he feels like we need something with Agile. Well, we've got a couple of the flashes in there that have Agile. And also have Swift, which is nice. Let's run the routine, the blue event from the new set that lets us move two characters over different times.
Did we want a Rainboom in here? I heard we wanted a Rainboom.
You want a Rainboom? You want to do one Rainboom?
Yeah, let's have a Rainboom for crazy tech purposes.
Oh, this is
Well-
madness. This is going in So many
Stick?
different directions.
Stick and wing blink?
This means it needs some good cards to Rainboom on.
I mean, Formation Flying is a very good card Rainboom on. We can also Rainboom on Pinky's Present, which sounds fun, or Sunset Festival. Do you want to Rainboom on Sunset Festival?
No.
You sure?
Yes. That
You
just
want
sounds.
to Rainboom Pinky's Present?
That sounds more amusing. Yeah, I can be down with having what's effectively immediate speed berry flop again.
Sure. Seems good.
Let's get some belly flops in here. We need those, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want 3 of those?
Of the Pinky's Present? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. All right. Let's add a pair of. Let's add some Loyal Ponies. That seems good. Loyal Pony seems really good with Grandpa Graf.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and some Plushie Dashes? Yeah.
We're just moving all the things here.
Uh-huh.
I need some more pink friends here. We're not doing real hot on
Pink entry?
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to run for Pink entry?
I feel like Holiday Spirit would be a fairly safe option.
Yeah, I like Holiday Spirit. We're going to need some 3-power characters we can play as well to help us flip our main. Let's add some Greta's in there.
We could also run... maybe not. There was an Agile 3-powered entry in pink, if I remember right.
Was there?
I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, Gretchen.
Gretchen Low Flyer's entry?
3 costs, 3 power, pink entry, and is Agile.
Okay.
I think we like everything about that.
Okay, so we're a little over in terms of power right now.
What do we do here? Do we just remove the Rainboom?
Yeah, we might just want to remove the Rainboom. This might not be the deck for Rainboom.
I kind of agree. But no, every deck has to be 46 cards. You know what this deck needs?
Sunset
If you
Festival.
say
to go to
It
Sunset
needs a
Festival.
Sunset Festival.
So we should probably look at how many ways do we have to make friends leave play. There's not a whole lot to get a big benefit out of Cargo Mare. Maybe we can swap the Cargo Mares for like Party Mares.
All right.
Werefog says, don't drop the derpy. Werefog, we only have one way in our deck to cause friends to leave play.
Does not compute very well.
And we aren't technically dropping Derpy, we're just switching it for a different Derpy.
Right.
All right, let's see. So what do we got here? We got a ton of 2 power, ton of 3 power, so we're probably good on the power histogram side of things.
I mean, it looks like a normal pink deck to me. Pink blue.
Right. I'm specifically worried about making sure that the
All dim twos.
we have enough 2s and 3s to get our main flipped.
All right, let's do the problem deck. Let's do some surprise takeoff. Because I heard you like making your characters agile.
Regrettably, giving them double agile does not help.
What else? You want to do some Yick Slurberfest when we have our Party Mares that'll be at like 10 power? Sonnet Scroll says tough call to help us refill our hand. Sure. And we could run some Mystery at Hope's Hollow to find some of our entry cards, including finding Loyal Pony, which seemed really good.
It's an aggro deck,
And-
so I'm liking
Yeah.
some. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. Add that one Sunset Festival for cheese.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident you will never play that in this deck, but okay.
You know, maybe.
No, see, you just play it when you know that they have a Night Glider on top.
How are you going to guarantee that?
You just
You
call
just,
it.
You just know.
He knew earlier today. He's like, I want to get a Night Glider. He played Sunset Festival and he got a Night Glider. He was very upset.
So by sheer force of will, you guarantee a Night Glider. Got it. This is a cheese-only tech.
Correct. All right, let's take a look at the full overview here and see what kind of madness we've created.
Well, I already see one problem. There's this one of in here that doesn't really need to be here.
No, it totally needs to be here.
Angry.
Well, replace it with Rainboom, obviously.
Prism Light, if you're running Orange Friends, I think he definitely plays Sunset Festival. He wants those.
He wants your
Take the Big Mac or the Rescue Party.
rescue party. That's what I was thinking of.
Or if absolutely nothing else, it's just some random friend that you don't get. That could be, belly flopped into something.
Deck looks interesting.
Yeah, movement. Power
Movement.
boosting on movement. Resource removal. Power boosting. Movement. Cost reduction. Speed. Movement. Dismissal. Stuff. Chooses tribute card and entry.
Tribute card.
I'd run it.
And do something like this. Seems fun.
Shenanigans.
This is silly. This is silly. Fun decks.
Gaze upon
So
your
there-
creation.
There you go, chat.
I won't say in despair.
You know, if you really wanted to, you could swap some of these cards out and run the Gabby. Whenever you move a Griffin character, you get to draw a card, because there's some Griffins here.
I don't think there are a sufficient number of Griffins here. You could make there be sufficient number of Griffins.
I agree with Werefrog. That is a deck that exists.
Let's just scrap this and build Griffin Tribal again.
Can we not? That deck was silly. And then we were like, oh, sure, it does fine in aggro, but it's not so good against control. Anyway, there we go. There's a pair of decks with 5 new spoilers. Count them, 5. That's a good deal. Anyway, that will about
I have a better
wrap
idea.
up. What? Let's
See
wait,
that
Five
deck
Kevins.
exists.
is this a nice culinary day?
Is it the core version? Hilarious.
Technically correct.
This is a deck that exists now too. You're welcome.
And then you
Yeah.
play it on stream, and the commentators are like, "Wait a second, that's 6 of one card."
Hmm.
The
Or
problem,
like you lose at the first face-off.
yes, that is a more significant problem. But more
Unless
importantly,
you can empty your deck first.
there are 46 of them, as is proper.
Correct.
Shouldn't one of those be a Sunset Festival?
No.
Well, before we go too much deeper into the realm of madness, let's go ahead and wrap things up for today. Thank you, everyone, for coming out for this. We would like to give a big shout out to all of our patrons over on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. And if you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue making content like this with you. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, or if you're just interested in hearing about what we're working on for the future, there are many ways you can stay in contact. We have our Patreon, as mentioned previously, but you can also reach us through Facebook, Twitter, and email. And patrons at or above the $5 per month level also get access to our Slack channel, where you can chat live with us any day, anytime. If you are looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them in our YouTube channel linked in the sidebar. And please make sure to subscribe so we can have a channel URL that is a little easier to remember. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic, and I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
Alright, Cat. I will refrain from making Murloc noises or spider noises.
And Ivorie, who is not going to run Sunset Festival in that deck. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
I'm going to sneak
What
one in.
noise do spiders even make? I guess there's the Minecraft spider sound.
That's the noise.
No, because you're getting spiders and creepers mixed up.
The creepers
No, they
are the
both
hissing.
hiss. There's a lot of hissing. The point is, there's just a lot of hissing.
Everyone gets a hissing, apparently.
Yes,
There you go.
everyone gets a hissing.
All right, everybody, we'll see you in Ponyville Cider Fest for the North American Continental Championships in a month and a week.
I'll be late.
Good luck with that. That is reserved for Leo. No one else is allowed.
Bye.
Bye.